everybody. On today's Madge Unmuted, we're going to talk about pickles. Not really. We're going to talk about grievances and pickles and what have you. On today's Madge Unmuted. Roll it.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Madge Unmuted. I am your hostess, Madge Madigan. Welcome to the St. Patrick's Day extravaganza version edition.
Oh, you should have told me. I would have put some fargan music up there.
Fargan music. I just thought of it, so it's no big deal. Fargan Ice Holes. Name that movie. Anyway.
Dangerously.
Yes, that's one of my all-time favorites. That voice you hear is Fitz, Scott Fitzgerald of Rock Fox Studios.
Hi, Mom. Hi. She's not watching.
Oh, I didn't know if you're calling me Mom. I was like, that's some weird thing we're going to go into now. Is that another fetish episode? Call me
Yes,
Daddy.
we're delving into the deep, dark territory of Irish...
Oh God! Don't even get me started. I got a list today of shit that ticks me off. But before we get to that, Rock Fox Studios.
Thanks.
Any sort of audio or video?
Not on the list of things.
No, that's not on the bitching list. It's on the good list. You need something done, audio, video wise. You
or otherwise, depending. Just let me know.
Whatever
it could be. I might be able to help.
Yeah. Fitz will help you. Rockfox.com.
Except for maybe working on a car. Can't really do that. Okay.
Okay.
Who's the guest
anyway,
today, Madge?
Our guest today is one of my besties that I always love having here, Christopher Marcott.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Recycled, rehash.
Reuse.
Yeah. Reduce,
We're
recycle.
not
Right.
reducing.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
You're looking lovely.
You are as well. You have green on.
Yes, it's my St. Patrick's Day.
I love it. I didn't get Fitz the memo. Sorry.
Oh, well, he's in black. He's in mourning.
He's Johnny Cash. Yeah, see, we got the Fitz.
I know.
The Fitzgerald and the Madigan. So, but this is going to bring me to some Irish shit.
Irish shit. Greens, of course, right?
I've said this before.
Green shit.
Yeah, I've done that before after green beer.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. Back when I used to drink a lot of Guinness. Oh, my God.
Ooh.
It's like, when did I eat a bowl of tar?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it.
Okay. But yeah. So a couple things.
So is this airing of St. Patrick's Day
grievances?
Oh,
Yes,
right.
it is.
That's nice.
I got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're going to hear about it.
I love it.
And here they are in alphabetical order.
Oh my God! No list of importance.
Oh, yes, of course.
Even better.
Least to most. Oh boy, when we get to the end.
No, just yet again, I've gotten the anytime I mention about being Irish, I get the random "you're not Irish" thing.
Have they looked at you?
Why? Because you're not like off the boat? Is that what they're talking about?
Or possibly because I'm not that. I
mean,
don't know.
You
I'm
look
not
more
that.
Irish than most people.
Or I don't.
That I know.
Which is funny because
How Irish do you have to be?
Well, that's what. Okay. So you're speaking. I was like the poster girl at the St. Patrick's Day parade this weekend in Rochester. I felt like I was in like a fucking petting zoo or something. I kept people like, oh, look at the red hair. Oh, there's a real Irish girl. Oh, there's a red. Oh, look at the redhead. Look at the, like.
And you're
Or I was like a fucking leprechaun. Oh, she looks like a real. But of course, though, I'm not Irish enough for these people on the internet.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's always the people on the internet, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because nobody ever. Because this last person was like, I don't even write something about nobody. Oh, I said that joke about the grudge. Keeping track of grudges.
Yeah.
I have tons of Irish relatives, and that was always a thing, and it was a joke. And
Yeah.
there really was. You didn't know who my grandmother and my aunts who wasn't speaking
who they
to
were
at
or
one time.
weren't. Yeah.
So anyway, and this person was like, I don't get the joke. And I just said, because
it sounds like a YP and not a my P, whatever.
I don't know. So anyway, they were like, I'm Irish and I don't blah, 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 blah.
Don't hold a grudge.
No, yeah. And they're like, you're with a thick American Irish or a thick American accent, you should have said, I'm an American and we hold grudges. And I was like,
oh God, I can't
please.
stand those people.
No.
I'm sorry if you're listening again, person, but really you need to just, why? Who cares?
Move out of your mom's basement and stop being a keyboard commando.
You know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna be angry because that doesn't help.
No.
That you can be angry if you want. Let me just explain.
Maybe that'll be my persona now. I'm just the angry.
Oh,
an angry elf.
Every leprechaun.
There you go. That the Seamus, the disgruntled,
the disagreeable elf. Yes. Or leprechaun.
That douchebag
More
leprechaun.
Irish than you.
So,
Madge Madigan, what are you doing?
Margaret Frances Madigan. Thank you very much.
Oh, holy crap! That's all you have to say.
And I was like, how do you know I wasn't born there? How do you know my parents weren't born there? How do you know my grandparents? Right. Also, who the fuck cares? And again, like I said, my DNA says I'm Irish, not, but here's the other thing I think some younger generations don't understand. And I'm not like, you young people, it's just
whippersnappers.
It's a generational, it's a time period you don't understand. When we were kids, some of our friends, or I actually know people our age in, 50s, whatever, 40s that have come from another country to live.
Yes.
They were
immigrants,
born. Yeah, they're immigrants. And then also most of my friends' parents were immigrants.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was born in the 60s. There were people or their grandparents. I grew up in a small city south of Buffalo that was still, it was made like every other city in the United States, but most we're immigrants.
Yes,
the only people that
from
are
the 20s
Americans.
or something. Yes,
the only people that are Americans in this country are Native Americans. Everybody else came from somewhere else. Everything in this country is from somewhere else.
Yes, that's what makes America good and great and wonderful.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, pizza. It's Italian. Kindergarten. We all went to kindergarten. That came from Germany. I mean, things that are even the way our government is set up,
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
So anything. It's all came from another country. So like, no one is American. Yeah, so your parents came from, my family came from Ireland, on all sides. And so when immigrants came and they set up, they hung out with their other ethnicity, unless they were like, the kind that were like, I'm going to Americanize myself. But anyway, you set up communities according to your ethnicity. And that perpetuated generation to generation. Things were handed down. So I grew up in an Irish American, family. I grew up in an Irish culture. I grew up with, DNA. So what the fuck does it matter? I don't. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Let it go.
Yeah.
There's those. Have you ever? There's that show that's on HBO now, called The Gilded Age. Have you seen?
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh yeah.
So there's these people that
don't start me on the Vanderbilts again.
Yeah.
I know, right?
They have been here since the Mayflower. That's all they're all back and forth about who could trace themselves back to their family back to the Mayflower. And there's really a very, very small percentage of our population that can actually, obviously, because it's not like 6 million people came over on the Mayflower.
No, on this old wooden boat.
It was like 50.
Exactly.
Right.
Those boats were not big. They were not very big at all.
But the funny thing about that is that
even so.
But in the beginning, it wasn't even the English that was the major population. It was the Dutch.
Yes. Dutch.
Yeah, right.
My grandparents came over from Holland.
Yeah, so...
My grandparents are first generation American from Holland. So, I'm not very far removed from that first,
John, his father is first generation American from Poland.
Yes. Yes.
So I just, stop.
But you have nothing to prove. You're our favorite Irish woman.
Thank you.
Girl.
I mean,
Lassie.
I belong to the ladies' ancient order of Hibernians, for fuck's sake. Anyway.
You got to let that one go. If you got a lighter, you can...
do one of them rituals. Like Amy says, I'm going to put it in a coconut and smash it. So, okay. But I don't know. That just was one of the things that, like, that kind of...
And did that come about from this weekend, you being out? I mean, or was it
No,
something
it came
that happened from...
From
this
from our
weekend,
last
was that
episode.
not amazing?
From our last episode.
The promo from our last
that
episode.
last
was what started, right?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah, somebody did it to me a while ago. I said something about being Irish on the internet, and they're like, "You're not Irish." I know.
You're right.
On the interwebs.
This weekend was great.
Yeah.
So I was at the parade.
You were in a petting zoo.
Yes, I was.
Did you get like a little cup of kibble?
I did.
Like the gift to the goats?
But then that
ice cream cone full?
Then I kept trying to nibble Kleenex out of people's pockets.
Oh
like
my
the goat.
God, you're so funny.
No, I'm not. Fitz doesn't think so.
He loves you.
I don't know what you're doing in there today.
He's in there rolling on the ground.
No, but it's such extremes that I can be around all these people like I was this weekend, all these other Hibernians and people celebrating their Irish culture, and just everybody fucking loving it and celebrating our heritage, our ancestry.
Right. And all of them weren't Irish. You were probably the most Irish of everybody there.
No,
weekend.
there was a couple people that are
more Irish.
Are from Ireland.
Yeah.
But
everybody celebrates on St. Patrick's Day, so that's just
it's a chance for everyone to be Irish.
Again, even if you're not Irish,
who cares?
If you're Catholic, it's a fucking feast day of St. Patrick. So just blow me, everybody. Okay, I said I wasn't going to be angry, but that just makes me, which brings me to another thing, internet trolls.
You have a few, do you?
I know.
I have a few under your bridge, do you?
I do.
Billy Goat's gruff.
There's the Billy Goat's gruff right there. Depends on the day. If I don't have my tweezers, I got a Billy Goat's gruff.
Oh.
Scruff or whatever.
Billy Goat's scruff. Muff.
Oh.
Like you're Merkin.
Oh, Lord.
This is
Jesus.
getting weird.
Yeah, it is. This went down.
But that's okay.
Fast.
Bring it on.
Thanks, Christopher.
Remember the other night when we were out and you were like, I wore my Merkin.
I did bring it up. I did start the Merkin.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You
so
don't know
please.
what a Merkin is?
Please. Merkin?
Can you Google it while we're doing it and then we'll hear your reaction?
That sounds weird.
Let's have a blind reaction video.
I know.
Because
we know
let's
what it is.
look at his face. Did you?
Gosh.
Well, how do you spell it?
Merkin.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I believe.
Ooh.
Why it was ever invented, I have no idea.
Wow.
Well, for alopecia.
2 words that I never thought actually existed in the same sentence. Pubic wig.
Yes.
A toupee for your
3-pay.
Yes, for your
3-pay.
3-pay. I don't know.
Toupee for your twig and berries.
Twig and berries.
Foreplay with your foreplay.
Well, your wedding tackle.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, how
wig.
funny.
It's a toupee.
And some people don't leave home without it, probably, right? I don't know. Who wears it? Why would you?
This day and age, everybody shaves. So
I know, right?
Why would you?
And then it just slides down your leg and comes out your ankle, and then
you're embarrassed.
And then what? Yeah. So.
And then someone thinks there's a rat in the kitchen, and nobody wants that. Fitz, there was like a clump of matted hair in the women's room in the building here.
That could be
kind of gross.
Maybe
it was somebody's Merkin.
Well, I have to say that there are some questionable people that come in to get massages here, so I can't really.
Do you give massages?
I hope they'll
not me.
Okay. I thought
next
maybe
door,
you were doing
upstairs.
that was your side hustle.
Podcasting and rubbing tub.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
No, that's my sideline. No. So internet trolls. I know people. That's like it's.
Do they follow you all the time?
People get not all the time, but
I mean the same ones. Do you have some that are like
I used to?
Oh yeah, but even with the foot thing and the
and then I No.
no,
I'm not with that. Actually, those are very nice people.
Yeah.
There were a few that were
Like poking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when are you gonna talk about this? When are you gonna talk about it?
Yeah,
And I'm like,
listen here,
this isn't
sister.
the Fuji and Wedgie and Foot show. I just like,
Yeah.
but I understand. And I want to be a welcoming place where people talk about things that
What's
are
more welcoming than that?
my bazooms. People, where people, you can talk about things. I don't want to shame anybody. Again, we all have,
course,
some of us all got some weird shit behind closed doors,
Right.
Or maybe that's just me. But yeah, so I've had downright stalkers in the past. Like, many.
You're irresistible.
Stop. No, I think I'm just annoying and people want to. No, I actually had. So, trolls, people will tend to downplay trolls and, just ignore them.
Yeah,
and,
but they can be kind of spooky.
Some of them get on a roll. So, I usually try and either
Like a troll on a roll?
Yeah, kill people with kindness or ignore them.
Yeah.
But once in a while, one gets me really pissed off, and then I end up deleting my response anyway. But so I've had a couple trolls that became stalkers, and this one guy, geez, I don't know. I'm even so like, because I don't know if they still are around.
Trolling.
I block them on everything, but
Yeah.
I've been on the internet doing blogs and shit since 2005. So
Since there was an internet.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 17 years. So I've amassed a few
I
stalkers.
think they're a little scary.
Well, they are, which brings me to, because I had them, I had one guy show up at a several years
An event
ago
or something.
Yeah, at an event.
Oh,
And was yelling at me, mad. He was all like smiling and whatever. And I'm like,
you knew
you
him.
torture
'Cause
me
they think-
online.
They think
Well,
that
I-
you know them.
Well, I do, because
Yeah.
I did because of his profile.
Yeah,
This
right.
goes
But
back
I mean,
to like
they think you're
MySpace
friends.
days.
They think you're like, I think.
I don't know. Okay, this is a weird dynamic. Sometimes they think you're friends. They fluctuate. They like either be super nice to you, think you're friends, but the minute you don't pay them enough attention or say something they don't like, then the claws come out.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I think it's with celebrities, and you're a local.
Oh God,
celebrity.
I am not.
You are a
No.
local celebrity. Yes, people know you.
No.
People know you.
So not even close. But anyway, so I had them. But which brings me to, they can become stalkers. I've had a few
Showing up is too over the line.
stalk me,
Yeah.
showing up and which brings me to the next thing. I'm getting worried about Kanye.
Oh, is he stalking you?
No,
Oh.
not-
Because
I was going to say,
he's
cool. That
spooky.
could be.
no.
that
Have
could
you
be good
read
for the
about
show.
all the
No.
I have followed these couple accounts and they keep coming up that and then I've started following it because it's, first people are like, oh, it's Kanye. He's threatening. He's constantly harassing Kim and Pete Davidson.
Because he bought a house across the street.
Yeah,
or something like
and now
that.
and
I
every
did
day
hear that.
he's going on these harangues about
Well,
she's
not.
He's totally
He's
knucking
stable.
futz too.
yeah, so she's she's changing my kids and she just threats every day nonstop, and I'm like, people just like think, oh, he's nuts, he's whatever. No,
Yeah.
this is
Until it's too late.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
is the stuff women go through all the time. That how many times have you watched? Like I watch that true crime shit all the time.
All the time.
And how many times is someone to keep harassing, and the police are like,
Yeah.
well, nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
Nothing we
Right.
can do about
Until
it
they're
Until
dead.
it's too late, and they show up on your doorstep. Yeah.
until they find you dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Well,
they-
that's
Until
why
no one-
showing up
Oh.
at your events, that's a little.
Yeah. That
Because they're a little close then.
So,
And you
so wait, someone showed up at your event?
this was 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
this
What?
one I'm speaking of.
Yeah.
And
But that's not to
But I
say
guarantee
you're publicizing things. You're telling people where you are. If you're like doing an event or a
Right.
comedy show
so
or
great. Let's
emceeing
give
or something,
Let's
so.
give some people some ammunition.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
a map. No, but anyway, so I don't want to say too much because I don't know if this guy, but or this person, whatever. I already said it was a guy. But there's mental health issues.
Yes.
But then with Kanye, it's,
It's like,
but that's where it is, what it is with these people. It's a mental health issue.
Sure.
But it's also,
it's a power issue with him too.
It's a control.
With him.
It's a control thing, and it's
because his identity is so linked in with her and the whole.
And that because the root of that can be bipolar disorder,
sure.
Borderline personality, whatever diagnosis, schizophrenia.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Even because a lot of these ones that kill celebrity, what the girl
like Selena.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was thinking of that
that young, one is such a sad story.
Oh, yeah. Or the young actress in California in the 80s. She was on that show, My Sister Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Rebecca Schaefer or something. And the guy was obsessed with her, and he shows up at her door and just blows her away. And he, had schizophrenia. But Kanye is like, he's also a pathological narcissist.
Yeah.
So at what point do you say, oh, he's just crazy, or he's really crazy? You can't let...
Well, and he knows he has the whole world watching. So I think that gives them power.
But here's the other thing that's pissing me off, that this is a classic thing that narcissists do. He's I'm a big tough guy and I'm going to threaten you. Then the minute they say, hey, look, we're not going to do this. Oh, you're coming after me. All of a sudden they turn into the victim. They pull the victim shit.
Sure, of course.
And that...
Do you have like weekly or monthly people that are like constantly poking at you like on your social media? I mean, or you just
I have in the past, but I block people.
Block I think it's better to just discontinue that whole thing.
Yeah, I don't even start. I mean, I like on Facebook. I've been on Facebook since 2008, and I have like 2 pages blocked people. I don't have.
Yeah, that's one of my things. I've gotten to the point now where I just.
Have you ever had a stalker?
He's gonna stalk me, but no.
Me.
But my tolerance is so low for bullshit.
Well,
that I immediately go up. Nope. Nope. Goodbye.
Right.
No.
But I used to. I've gotten better at it. I used to have like a hair trigger because I have this weird. Well, I'm a Gemini. I got this like.
So there's
peace
2
and
of you.
Love. Yeah. So.
Which one's here today?
It depends on the minute.
Evil Madge.
No, today I'm trying to be, because there's a lot. There's big loving, seeing inner spiritual shit. Madge, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's
come together.
Let's come together. Yeah.
Right.
Hippie Madge.
Yeah, hippie Madge.
Something like that. And but then there's like, look, I will fucking kick your ass. I'm tired of this shit.
There's over it, Madge.
Republican Madge.
Over it. I assure you there is no Republican Madge.
I've never met that one.
Sorry.
I've met the over it Madge.
Where's your
and
pantsuit?
The kind, generous, gentle Madge. Yeah, there are a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. Over it is a really good.
Yeah. My over it he's hot right now. He's living. Yeah.
What?
My over it self is what is living right now the most in me.
All of you are hot, but you mean?
But you know
like
what I mean. That's
angry?
The one. That's
he's
coming out more than ever, and I've just about had it.
Fighting his way out of the bag.
I'm not even a fighter. I'm just.
No, you're not. You're like the most.
I'm super passive.
You're the most subdued person.
But when I get over it, I'm over.
I've known you like what 12 years, 10 and 12 years. I've never seen you be over it.
Yeah. You just get to a point, I think, where you're just to the
Fitz, I see it every 5 minutes, but
where you're just done with it. Like, I'm not going to be taken advantage of. I'm not going to be talked to that way. I'm not going to be, and it takes a while for me to get there. But
and some things are warranted when somebody's not.
Yes, I just recently had a blowout with a coworker who's a button pusher. A button pusher to the point. I'll just give you an example of what he does. Like every time I see him and we meet somewhere for lunch or whatever, he opens my car door and throws like his garbage in my car.
What?
He thinks it's funny.
We'll go to Dunkin' Donuts or something, and we'll, have a whatever, a sandwich or whatever, and he doesn't want to deal with his garbage, so he opens my work car, and throws his garbage in my car, or that sort of thing. And I'm just like, he thinks it's funny, but at one point the other day, it was not funny. And he threw he opened his car and he threw a whole bunch of garbage that he didn't want to get rid of.
Did you say, "No, you see here"?
Oh, it was worse than that. I threw it. I opened my car door and I was tossing it over my head, backwards over my head into the parking lot. And he was like, "You're making a mess and you're embarrassing me." And I was like, I said, "Oh, effing no," with everything I threw. "Oh, effing no. You're not doing this ever again. Never again." And I just don't get like that. But every once in a while, your buttons are pushed. Oh,
yeah.
Your buttons are pushed, and I'm like, we're coworkers, and we're still coworkers, and we're fine. He hasn't talked to me for 2 weeks. Just as of yesterday, he started, talking to me again. But
probably not a bad thing that he didn't talk to.
That is not my kind of person. It's just not my kind of person. No, people don't act like that in my world, and if you're going to act like that, you're just not my kind of person.
I have been in relationships. I've had a couple.
Just this week.
Yeah. No. 3 major relationships I've had in my adult life would do that. It's just a joke. Yeah. And then I'm like, I don't think it's funny. Oh, come on. It was just a joke. They're arguing.
One time, kind of funny. Well, first time, maybe a little funny.
Yeah.
It's probably been 8 times where he all of a sudden I go in my car and there's like all this trash in my car and I'm like, no.
I'm not
that person.
But my issue is too that because sometimes they'll be like, haha, yeah, okay, I let shit go. But if I've told somebody, 3-4 times, whatever, that I don't think that's funny, don't do it.
To me, that's
like I hate being, I don't know. Sorry, I hate being surprised or snuck up on. I just, because I'm a very, I don't want to say intense person, but when I'm focusing on some shit, I'm focusing.
Right. I am too. I'm easy to startle.
My
startle
exactly. That's it.
Off the chart.
That's it.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. I jump at pretty much everything. Yeah.
Someone I know loves to do that.
But I'm also in myself.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like
I don't even hear.
No, I don't realize something's
and
happening.
And all of a sudden, somebody's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus
that's what
Christ."
I do.
And I'm like, "Don't do that.
Don't sneak up on me."
Do
and
not.
What does it do?
Also,
it turns my rage button on.
Yes.
Pretty much instantly, because I'm like, "Oh, you freaking scared the hell out of
me."
And if I have something in my hand, it goes flying. And that's the way
exactly.
I am.
But also, if you're someone who's suffered from anxiety in your whole life,
it's 100% ingrained in my
psyche. It's a trigger, and I hate that word, but it is
because it's from childhood for sure.
Yeah,
and I'll own it.
Yeah,
but just try not to do it.
Right, and I've said,
really
but then they keep saying, because then there's even things like. I've been, putting on makeup, startling. Oh, I just poked myself, took my eye out with the mascara. Like, that's just stupid. But anyway, but they keep pleading their case that, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
Not to you, to me. I don't care what you're doing.
It might be funny to watch me jump.
Right.
I mean, I don't have anybody that does it on purpose, but it doesn't mean that I'm instantly enraged by it.
Right. But that's the other thing. People that get off on that, on pranking people, or scaring people.
I mean, I'm not like a scared person. Like I can walk out in the dark and all that. Nothing. I'm not spooky that way. But if I turn around and someone's right behind me, and I had no idea they were even in the house for something.
Exactly.
You just
Exactly. Yeah. Or like
I don't want to be startled. It's more startled than scared.
Someone gonna get cut. So. If they do that to me.
I try not to carry knives around because,
That's it, the startling. Yeah,
it's absolutely. I'm not scared.
Yeah,
I'm not easily scared.
It's the startling I fucking hate. Like, when somebody.
I am in my head all the time.
Yeah,
I live in this little and then all of a sudden something breaks in and I'm like,
my other.
Hell, you're going to get cut.
Because, I'm older, my kids are gone. And my ex-husband would do this, like being in the shower and come in quietly, then all of a sudden just open the curtain.
That's
It's just a joke.
No,
it'll
it's
be
like
really
Psycho.
funny when I have a knife in my hand.
It's like Psycho.
You'll think it's a joke.
You know, it's funny. At home, a lot of times, for some reason, Kelly won't hear me. Like, she'll be doing something and she won't hear me.
Yeah.
And I specifically make a lot of noise because I know I'm going to scare her.
Thank you.
And she still gets scared. I'm like, come on, what, I need a bass drum here?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Cymbals.
I'm coming in the house. I'm coming in the house.
Oh my God, how funny. All right, is that number 2? Are we only on number 2?
Yes.
Oh my God, your list of grievances.
I'll try and go fast.
This is going to be very cleansing for you, though. You're going to get.
It is. I'm telling you.
Through all this,
I was like sitting there steaming. I'm like, is this going to be how the show goes? Now I'm just going to address current events.
Yeah.
You know what really grinds my gears?
What grinds my gears? My Irish gears.
Get off my lawn.
Oh my God.
But see, that's the thing. I don't want to be just a bitch show because didn't we? I talked about that last week. Like I don't.
Last week.
I would like to make people understand.
Well, and I think that's a very important thing to do is see the different perspectives,
right?
Point of view.
I don't
because it's not like you're just like I hate everything. You're like explaining why
exactly
this is what grinds my gears,
and this is what when people don't think about how their actions affect others.
Because it's their world and we're just sort of passing through.
Exactly.
We're just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
To move your butt.
Right. Yes, exactly.
CNC Music Factory?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You need some bumper music, don't you think? I was thinking you have so many songs that you absolutely love.
Yeah, but then we'd have to pay royalties.
Well, I thought Fitz was going to sing them. Can't he just hum a tune?
I just
La-di-da-di-da.
Yeah, right. Do.
Trying to get a nut.
Skilly-bap and billy-bap.
Ooh, some scatting.
Scatting is no good.
Depends on the scat. So, if you have something that you wanted to,
well, I thought about actually telling you the story about my coworker, and so that was like the perfect thing because being over it.
Yeah,
I have a pretty long fuse, shall we say?
You do. I'm telling you,
there are things I put up with that.
I
Most
spent
people
a
probably
lot
wouldn't.
of time with you. I've never even seen you get irked.
No.
Okay, maybe I saw you get a little irked.
A little irky. Yeah, but I try to keep it, because I don't want to be that person.
And it's usually just like an aside to me, like,
yeah, for the love
this person
of,
stop.
Right.
You know.
But when you get to the point where you're like, okay, no more.
Right.
Done.
Yeah.
No more.
And
I'm feeling that way. I feel like the world right at the moment is so crazy that it has burnt a lot of my fuse up just with daily.
Yeah.
Just daily.
Oh, yeah.
Like just listening to the news and realizing what's going on the last couple of weeks.
Actually, since 2016.
That too.
Yeah.
That too. And I also try to not watch cable news quite as much because I'm a news junkie, and it is a trigger.
Me
and
too.
I'm realizing that it's a huge trigger, and I try not to.
Someone was talking to me the other day about Ukraine and Russia war, and for certain things I was like, I don't know, I hadn't read that. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Like the bombing a hospital or the convoy or something.
It's all Hunter Biden's fault.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, and I'm like, I don't know. I hadn't looked at that. And they're like, what? Don't you care about the war? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? I absolutely do. And I have my opinions, but I also know that I have my limit now.
That's the way I feel. I am limiting my exposure to it.
Yes.
To keep myself from.
It's called self-care.
Capsizing.
Exactly.
Because I know how much of it I can handle. And there's times when I'm like, bring it on. But this human suffering and death and destruction is almost too much for me.
That's it.
So I am keeping it to.
You just made me well up. Because that's what it is.
Yes.
I'm very empathetic, and
I'm overly so. To the point where I've absorbed it all.
Exactly, human suffering will send me over the fucking edge, and
because my whole goal in life is to do exactly the opposite.
Exactly,
is to bring people up and make things better, and volunteer at the food pantry and all the things that I do in my normal life to make our little lives better.
Exactly.
And then you watch that, and on such a mass scale, it's so much destruction and pain, and it's almost too much. So I think if you don't.
Right. So even right now talking about it,
yes,
I'm getting
it tenses me up, and I have to find myself, what's my salvation?
What? Bravo.
QVC.
You still do the QVC thing.
Because
do they still have QVC?
They're my best friends in the whole world.
I don't even know where that's located on
well, it's on different channels. It's on like 5 different channels. But it's my and Joe has he just like, I can't take it anymore. Although now he knows all the hosts' names and what their husbands' names and all, because I watch it.
See,
I've watched it since it came on.
Right.
Back in the, it's been on 35 years.
Yeah.
I almost got a job at QVC back in the early days of my career.
Yeah,
really?
I applied. They're in St. Pete or something?
No. They're in Bucks County in Pennsylvania.
All right, maybe I'm thinking the wrong thing.
Is there more than one now?
No, that's where the headquarters is.
But I mean, no, there used to be.
There's QVC2 and stuff. They all broadcast from that.
But there used to be the 2 big ones. There's QVC.
HSN bought QVC bought HSN.
Oh, okay, so they're
the Home
not.
Shopping Network.
Yeah, Home Shopping Network.
That's what it was.
Yeah, they bought. QVC
Maybe that's what I was
now.
thinking of.
Yes,
they are in Florida, I believe.
Because when we were in college, my college boyfriend. We were out of college because they didn't. It was like right out of college. It was like 87. My boyfriend drunkenly bought a CD player.
It was like $800.
DVD player.
Oh, yeah, way
CVD.
back then.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a DVD
when
player.
there weren't even DVDs.
No, I know. Sorry. I was like, I can't even remember what.
Yeah, there weren't even DVDs.
Right. It was
put in them
a
then.
CD player. And I'm sure it was like.
Outrageous.
I bought a keyboard once. Like I saw this guy
Was
playing
it a
this
guitar?
Casio keyboard, and he was like doing, and he had a setting, and it was like classical guitar. And it's like, bloom, bloom, bloom. I'm like, oh my god, I want that. $350.
You could get the same thing on a Hammond organ.
I still have it.
But you know what I love about that is that they're just talking to you in a calm manner. It's very relaxing to me. It's like they're not saying anything that's going to upset. It's like a non-trigger. Because some other shows are still. It's
like ambiance.
It is, and they just
ambient.
they all speak in a very nice tone. They look at you, and I always say to Joe, "That's my best friend." And like, you are ridiculous. But they are looking at you and talking to the camera in a nice, calm tone, and it does bring my blood pressure down. And it's like, okay,
and see,
I realize it's nothing. I realize that, I'm just watching something aimlessly, but it does like.
But that's the other thing. When you have
just for a little,
there's some people that love to criticize what we do in our spare time, especially like what we watch on TV. Yeah. Like I watch a lot of Bravo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it's mindless.
That's the housewives.
That's
stuff.
Kelly.
Yeah.
That's Kelly, my wife. She does that constantly on her phone while she's doing shit around the house.
Because that mindless, it does
and I
help
hear
somehow,
this stuff, and I'm like, "What are you watching?"
But it's also a soap opera.
Yeah,
but I can't.
It is.
You follow the storyline.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
We all watched, General Hospital back in the day,
Luke and Laura.
Dallas. Anyway. So
don't get me started on that J.R. Ewing. What a scoundrel!
Oh, I know,
scoundrel,
bastard. I was already out going drinking by the year that came on, so I didn't really watch that. But anyway, I was about Bravo, but I have gotten ultra sensitive to when they start fighting.
Yeah.
Because I think Bravo latched on to the idea that.
That you could take your leg off and throw it on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Aviva.
Yeah.
So they, they're like, that's what brings the ratings. So let's just have nonstop fights. Yeah. And I'm like, this is just devolved.
There's enough fighting in the world. To me.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I mean, I was never so glad, when Nene left Real Housewives of Atlanta, because she would just start screaming over everybody, keep talking over people. I'm like, I can't.
No, that's a trigger too.
Yes,
for me. Yeah.
So, back to 2016.
Oh, when it all went. When we went into a tailspin.
I was watching this interview on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, goop.
When I was watching this interview on YouTube, I didn't know Dan Rather had an interview show.
Oh
yeah.
On I did. That was so. Anyway,
It's called I'd Rather Not.
It should be. That's a great title.
That is.
I'd rather
So,
not.
and I don't know what, I think it came up on my thing because of my history of whatever I've watched. So, I'm like a Beastie Boys nut. So he did an interview with Adam Horovitz and his wife, Kathleen Hanna, who was the lead singer of Bikini Kill, a 90s group. But also, I think they reunited, so she is again. But anyway.
It feels so good.
Yeah. So, and they're married and they're the cutest. And she made a comment about growing up in an abusive house. Like her father was a jerk, I guess. He was emotionally abusive and sometimes a little physically. And she's like, okay, how did this start? She's like, I feel like, she said, there's people that try and find that man the rest of their lives. And she's like, that's why a lot of people, I think, voted for Trump because they're voting for their bad dad. Ooh. And they think if they keep, how did she say? Oh, they keep banking on that one day they're going to make bad dad nice. Or make him better or nicer or gain his approval. That's what she said. Eventually, they're going to gain his approval. And I'm like, that is so spot on.
Oh my God!
Because, but also women, but men do it about women. Like if you've had somebody shitty in your life, especially if they're an authority figure, your parents or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, and unknowingly so. I've done it. You go after people that are like this person, and you keep trying to like.
Well, like if you have a father that's a certain way, you might look for a spouse.
Or a mother
reminds you, or somebody like that.
Yeah, I mean, look at strippers.
Mother,
What?
Every stripper.
Oh yeah, daddy issue.
Every stripper.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole lot of men I know that have mommy issues. That their mother was a fucking raging bitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Norman?
they keep going after the raging bitch. Yeah, Norman. Exactly. Norman Bates.
Oh my God.
Case in point.
Mother. Sounded like Psycho the musical.
Okay, there's that. So I thought that was when she said,
but the whole country.
It's not the whole country.
No, it isn't. It's 40-ish%.
But what she was trying to say is, I think women that, because if you're a woman and you're supporting a misogynistic narcissist,
right.
There's a word for that. Like, internalized misogyny. Boy, I'm getting deep today. But like it's based on like you kind of hi there. It's like you're based on like you someone told you that women were bad and you're trying to like not like I don't know, be against women. Anyway, I'm gonna edit that part. Back to the Ukraine thing, just briefly. There's you'll see all these posts and things that are, Joe Biden's to blame for Ukraine,
Yeah.
Never,
it was
never
exactly
mind
what he wanted to happen.
Yeah, never mind fucking Putin. So my analogy with that is they're like, well, it wouldn't have happened if Trump. So when people don't understand their own hypocrisy, that drives me crazy.
Well,
and I've called people on that, and they're like, "What?
They don't.
Well, if you would just say to me, okay, I see your point.
Yeah, because there are points.
I hear you.
What about isms?
Yeah,
I think Fitz better tell us one of his grievances.
So let me tell
you. To the bottom of your
this
list?
is the last one.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that Ukraine, my analogy to that, blaming Biden on Ukraine is like somebody blaming me for my ex-husband's alcoholism.
Well,
which
you drove his ass
happened.
to drink. You made him drink.
Exactly.
You drove him to
I drove him, and I didn't stop him.
That's right.
Because you're not Irish.
Yeah, I didn't stop him.
Right.
I'm the reason. But isn't that the same thing?
Well, somebody's got to be a scapegoat.
Next.
All right, Fitz. What's your grievance?
People.
Oh, spilling.
I mean, you've already covered a lot of the things that already pissed me off. So honestly.
But can we work on these people?
There's nothing we can do.
These drivers.
We got to stop trying to change people. Just freaking.
Well, we can't. We have to learn how to.
Yes, I'm huge on accepting.
Yes.
People and what, but you
that's
can
your
also
whole thing, really. Since I met you,
yeah,
that was the thing I loved about you the most.
Yeah,
is your overwhelming acceptance of and support of the underdog and the whole. That's your whole.
Thank you.
Everything and the fact that people don't see that in that's what I do see in you. You know, that's the thing that I find so endearing about you.
Thank you. I'll never forget that one time. I don't want to sound like I'm patting myself on the back. That one time that at that one Pride parade, you're just like, because I'm just like clapping at everybody going by, and I'm like,
nobody
hey,
makes a parade better than Madge.
No, and you're just like, you really love these people, and I'm like, yeah, because there's a lot of people that don't.
Yes, right.
So I'm making up for it. But anyway, no, I'm not. There's a fine line between, like, I do accept people. Yeah, if you want to be, you want to be a Republican, you want to be conservative, whatever you want to be, as long as you're not hurting anybody else and trying to attack me. Right. But also, why can't we have a conversation of like, I think maybe your thinking is skewed, and here's why. Maybe think about this,
and maybe say, you know what? Never looked at it that way.
Exactly.
Because don't you learn something every single day? I
do.
And I make a point to learn something.
I mean,
so.
You know, I find myself doing that even when, because I know that there's no getting out of any kind of whatever the discussion is. I always go, wow, that's an interesting perspective. I never thought of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Whether I agree or not.
People want to be is heard, really. So even just saying that makes somebody validated that their point is not like.
Exactly.
It also kind of ends the argument or discussion, whatever, because it's like, okay.
It's hard to argue back with somebody accepting it.
Agree to disagree.
Or not accepting it, but understanding that you have your own.
I've tried that before, and then.
It doesn't always work.
No. Because the person just wanted to argue.
And they're like,
And then they got even madder when I did that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they think you're being condescending.
Yep.
Frickin' libtard.
Fuck you. And even what makes me laugh is when people try and argue with me about my own shit. Like again, it was just a joke. It bothers me.
And I'm asking you, and you know. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like first time, second time.
Great.
Even.
I'm the most easygoing person.
But after you've made it perfectly clear and it's like, then it's fun or something, maybe.
But yeah, so Fitz, do you really think that I do try and want to change people?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you don't try and change people but I think that you kind of want what's best for people.
Well, yeah.
So you care about them. So if you see something, you want to legitimately try to help them along the way.
Yeah. And see the a different perspective, which I think is not really changing, but maybe opening their eyes.
But because also I do
just trying to lead people to be more empathetic. That's really what it's about.
And that's a tough thing.
Yeah, it's like,
I think you're either sort of got it or you don't.
Yeah, it's kind of right. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of
I have it so much that
thing.
I have too much of it.
I will beat myself on the head thinking, how do you not see this on certain things?
Yeah,
how are you not
because
seeing
I see it
this?
before,
Yeah.
I see too much of
and
it.
And so, and in that, I think there are people that like, you have it or you don't.
A lot of it has to do with just everybody's personal life experiences. And if the longer you're in a bubble, unlike the little bubble I'm in, the longer you're in a bubble, the less you see from other people. Like you'll find that most people that are more empathetic or more, think about others, they've traveled a lot more. They've experienced different types of people and different cultures more, generally speaking. So they kind of go, oh yeah, you know what? It's not always
well, and maybe
like
having seen more than one side of life, I think having lows and highs and
a connection was just made in my brain because I know people that have traveled the world and they're still in their own but anyway,
because they wanted to go. When they traveled, they wanted to go to Pizza Hut when they were out in the country.
Wait, did I already tell the story about how I went to Mexico and there was these people? There were these
just recently,
Americans.
With John?
Yeah, these Americans that went and sat by the pool in the same exact spot every day from sunup to sundown and getting drunk, and they were all wearing their American flags and Trump shit. I'm not kidding you. They were everything was USA and America. And yeah, exactly. It was. There were actually a couple that had a head shirt that said America, and you're like, like a 50-yard walk to the beach, gorgeous beach that you don't see. You're in Mexico.
You're missing it. Yeah.
They would not
sit by the pool anywhere.
And so I'm like, why'd you bother going to a different country?
Right.
And
especially,
and I like to experience different cultures.
Yeah.
So I completely forgot why
you said you just had a brain connection.
Yes, going back to you traveling the world, and you still just, I'm from America. America's great. That authoritarian thing. It's how do I say this connection? People that come from an authoritarian background, like I mentioned, their parents were always, do it because I said so.
Right. And you've never said that probably in your whole life.
Never. No,
because that's not you.
I teach my kids, I taught my kids to think.
Yes.
And I think that makes...
look at how successful...
it
makes a huge difference.
But I do. I think if you teach your child to think and make a choice,
right?
And if they...
And it's not always going to go right.
Right. And if you've come from that background, authoritarian is like, just do what I tell you to and just be this way because I tell you to be this way, then that's all they see and that's all they want to know.
Right. Yeah. And just trying to please and just trying to do the right thing rather than understanding why. And,
I better not veer off my path.
Right. Because as long as I do it right, then no.
Because it's scary off my path. No. I don't know. What do you think, Fitz?
Religion's to blame. It's all religion's fault.
So anyway, anybody else got anything? But
I have like news and stuff. I don't know if you wanted to do that.
We both perked up on that. Okay, sorry about that. We'll edit out all that.
We both like news.
Oh yeah, I love doing the news section here at Madge Unmuted. Find us on madgemadigan.com.
Don't be condescending.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I legitimately like doing this.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, so Putin's really in for it now. The Wisconsin Mustard Museum has temporarily removed all Russian mustards from the exhibits.
Oh, no.
Not to be confused with Mussin rustards.
What are they going to do with their Russian sausages?
How about Russian dressing? Been waiting a while to use that one.
Oh, funny.
Does anybody use that anymore? I used to love Russian dressing. Anyway.
Don't you like when you ever get drunk and find those mystery bruises and different things like that? A very drunk guy at a bar in England claimed he was stabbed, but actually he just cut himself on something in the bathroom.
Well, that happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
Here's a guy. A man was he's Florida man.
Florida man.
He was caught with cocaine, heroin, ecstasy, and meth because he made an illegal U-turn in front of a cop.
Oh, my God. And, of course, he's got all that shit with him, right? Yeah.
That's like the people... Sorry.
And of course, it's Florida.
That's like the people that they're driving drunk, and the reason they got caught is because, like, they were going 100 miles an hour. Because that's the time when you should speed. When you drive... You shouldn't drive drunk, but, Okay, anyway.
So this is probably one of the most amazing heist stories I've ever seen. Heist. So we all know that that gas prices are insane at the moment. So these thieves in Houston decided, and people siphon gas all the time. Well, these guys took it to a completely different level. They actually siphoned gas from the tank in the gas station. The one that they have to access through the ground.
Yeah.
Here's what they did. They pulled a minivan up over the little hole that they fill it up in. The minivan had a trap door.
Oh.
They opened up the tank and siphoned gas into the van, into a big tank. 1,000 gallons worth of diesel.
Oh my. Yeah.
And you could see, there's actually a video where you could see them, they pull up and they just sit there And you're like, what are these guys doing? And then they pull away, and it's like, they just stole $5,000 worth of fuel.
And what were they going to do with it?
Sell it on the black market.
I know. I'm like, what's the street value? You go down the street, you want to buy some gas?
Think about this. Let's just say gas is $5 a gallon, and you go and steal $5,000 worth, and you sell it for $2.50 a gallon, which is half. And that's all. It's all profit.
Yeah, but
seems like a little bit of a pain in the ass. But
I was going to say,
driving around
like,
a minivan full of gas seems like they probably lit up their cigarette after.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. That's a whole lot of those gallon gas cans that you fill up your lawnmower.
Oh my god! And nobody's car runs on diesel either. So
that's the other thing.
They got to sell it to a trucker. Maybe they had a trucking company.
Yeah, right. You got to give them a little bit of props.
Yeah,
for
to cut a hole in the bottom
turning
of
with
the muffler and everything down through.
Turning their soccer mom ride into an Ocean's 11 heist
funny?
machine.
Oh my god!
Really?
How funny.
We'll give us one more.
Okay.
Give us your best shot.
Okay.
Benatar.
Police in Ohio arrested a man on Sunday after marijuana was found inside his vehicle during a traffic stop. They also confiscated a packaged dill pickle that he had on him.
Was it in his shorts?
It was in foil.
Spinal Tap?
It was in foil in his pants. Apparently, they thought that maybe he was smuggling drugs in his dill pickle.
He was smuggling something.
In his pickle.
Smuggling plums?
Smuggling raisins?
Pickles and plums.
Tidy whities and them smuggling plums.
I don't.
You remember Underoos?
Yes. Yes.
They were a little after my time.
Even after your kids' time, probably.
Yeah. That was that whole.
Well, they were
chunk.
before your kids' time and after your time,
right?
Because they were in my childhood.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Why'd you wear them?
Underoos are fun.
I had Incredible Hulk Underoos, which really was just a white T-shirt and yes,
the Hulkster
and greener.
Get bigger.
Yes.
Sorry, that's gross.
As a 10-year-old, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
I always wanted the Superman one, but no, never got that one. Sorry.
My mother wasn't into anything that had a gimmick, even if they were around when I was.
Wasn't she Catholic?
She was Catholic.
Well, yeah.
But not Irish.
Yeah, anything that was a brand name. You don't need that. You get
right.
Super.
That's when you get Toasted O's instead of Cheerios, and you get
and just
Diet W.
The beer with just the yellow label that said
beer
in black.
Like on The Simpsons, right?
That was a real thing.
Duff?
At Loblaws.
Loblaws, sure.
Bob Loblaw?
Not Bob Loblaw.
Okay.
Anyway.
So you're off to the Haven of Fairness.
I am for the big opening weekend of the Stick and Rudder and all the St. Patrick's Day festivities.
Yes.
Thanks for nothing.
You're going to have a fun. It'll be great.
It will.
Yeah.
I'll have to work most of the time, but it'll be fun. So anyway, Christopher, thank you for coming in once again and listening to me, bitch. Nice to see you. So sorry we didn't get to talk about any weird perverted shit today.
I think the airing is very good. It's very cleansing.
Yes, it was. Woosa. And Fitz.
Hi.
Hi.
Does it?
Rock Fox Studios. Give him a call. No, give him a
Fitz.
Couple of bucks.
Yeah.
And a pickle.
Couple of $100
email.
a pickle.
Send an email.
We'll work for dill pickles.
And a hollowed out pickle for his entertainment. No, wait. Anyway, you need some audio, video stuff done, Rock Fox Studios. And me, Madge, please subscribe while you're here to YouTube or whatever sort of, if you're on an audio platform, Spotify, iHeart, Apple, what have you. And do all that. Oh, Patreon, please help me out. Patreon, you'll get some super secret fun extras if you become a member.
Have you ever thought about maybe for Patreon people giving them a photo of your breasts?
Now I have.
Or feet.
Or feet.
Or feet. Or maybe breasts.
Whatever. I'm open to suggestions.
With
or
feet.
Both.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, no.
Can you just
At
lift
this
your
point, Jesus Christ, I need money. Anyway, thanks for joining us on this episode of Madge
$50 a
Unmuted.
boob.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Here's just one. Until next week.
Ciao, 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 ciao.
Ciao.